Hi guys, James here from Mayor Mansfield & Co. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Just thought I'd do a quick video as most of you would know, the JobKeeper enrolment process came out on Monday. So just thought I'd update everyone how the process is working and what needs to be done in order to get all that lodged and the application in so that we will all be able to receive the JobKeeper payment as soon as we are eligible. The way the ATO is going to do this is they're going through the business portal. Now, I know a lot of people out there don't have the business portal. So with this video, you received an email, and on that email, there is a link that has the process that you can download the business portal. The business portal is a good thing to have. It allows you to see any correspondence from the ATO relating to your business. You can complete BASs online through there. You can see any ATO debt. You can set up payment plans. So it's a good gateway between your business and the ATO. So it's worthwhile having a look and downloading it. If you don't want to download it, we as your tax agent have access, so we can do the enrolment process for you. But make sure you get in contact with us sort of ASAP if you want that to happen, because we will be inundated with this enrolment process. So make sure you get in contact with us sooner rather than later. So with the JobKeeper payment and the enrolment process, I just wanted to recap on a few things or boxes that we need to tick prior to making sure that we are eligible to enroll. So the first thing that we need to look at is whether you, your business, or you as an employer are eligible for the JobKeeper payment for your employees. So for a business to be eligible, you have to prove that you have had a downturn in your revenue, so that's income, not profit, just your income, of 30% or more in a current period in this financial year in comparison to the same period last financial year. So to be able to get access to the JobKeeper payment from the start, which was the 30th of March, you need to be able to prove in either the months of March or April 2020 against the months of March or April 2019 that your income has dropped 30%. If that's the case, then your business is an eligible business for the JobKeeper program. Then we go one step further. Then we need to look at who our eligible employees are that we can receive this payment for. So I've talked about this previously, but to be an eligible employee of a business, they need to have been a permanent part-time or a full-time employee with your business prior to the 1st of March 2020. So anyone that has that you've signed on or you've taken on as an employee after the 1st of March, they will not be eligible employees and you will not be able to receive the JobKeeper payment on their behalf. Then we look at casual employees. So casual employees are a little bit different. The casual employees have to have been employed with your business on a regular casual basis for the past 12 months. So if someone's only been there 6 months, they won't qualify. So 12 months is the minimum period. If they've been there for that 12 months period, they will then qualify. So at the moment in the enrolment process, you don't have to enter any figures. You don't have to put any employee details down, but you need to know how many employees you're going to nominate. Hence why we need to check the eligibility requirement of each employee. So prior to doing the application form or the enrolment form now, you need to know, one, whether the business has had the downturn in revenue of 30%. And you need to nominate a month that you're going to prove that. So again, like I said before, if you're going to receive the JobKeeper payment from the start, so from the 30th of March, then you need to use the months of March or April of 2020 and compare those against March or April of 2019 and prove that 30% downturn. Then you need to nominate how many employees you're going to do. So that's where that eligibility requirement for the employees comes in. The next thing that you need to make sure that you're doing is you need to make sure that you've actually paid the employees that amount of money. So the amount of money is $1,500 a fortnight or $750 a week. That's a gross payment. The tax on that is about 100 fortnightly is about 192. So the net pay to the employees is $1,308. So you need to make sure that you've at least paid them that amount of money. If you paid them more, great, that's fine. If you've paid them less, we need to make sure we do a top up. Now, what the ATO has said is normally they'll require you to make those payments during the month, but for the month of April, if you've already paid your employees unders or you haven't paid them the full amount because they've been stood down or anything like that, you can do a double payment at the end or one single payment, but it has to be for at least $1,500 a fortnight. So there's 2 periods in April, so that's $3,000 per employee is the minimum amount for that month. The net amount per month is about $2,616. One of the things we also need to do with the employees is we need to notify them of your intention that you're claiming the JobKeeper payment for them. If an employee has multiple jobs, they can only get the JobKeeper payment from one job. So if they've already nominated for somewhere else, then they're not an eligible employee under you. So we need to nominate each employee and we need to notify them that we're going to nominate them. So the way that the ATO are doing this is that they've released an employee nomination form. So we need to send that out to each employee that you intend to nominate and get them to fill that out. So basically by them filling that nomination form, it's saying that they understand that you're claiming the JobKeeper payment on their behalf and that they are not going to claim it through anyone else. They then need to send that form back to you, of which you then keep on record. We're suggesting that you provide us with a copy of that so that we can hold it on your record. So if you ever lose it or just so that it's safe, we can provide a soft copy here on record. So we advise you to send us a copy of those. These forms need to be done by the 30th of April. So it doesn't leave us all that much time. So you need to make sure that you're getting these forms out to all nominated employees ASAP, basically. So at the moment, that's sort of the process that needs to happen. You need to make sure you've had the 30% downtime. You need to know which eligible employees you're going to nominate, and you need to get those forms out to them by the 30th of April. They need to be back to you by the 30th of April. The other enrolment steps so far is basically you just need to provide your bank details that you're looking for that deposit to go into each month. And like I've said before, it's going to be paid monthly in arrears. So the first payment will be for in the first week of May, and that will be for the April month. So look at getting your enrolments done ASAP. The enrolment process, as far as we can see at the moment, closes on the 31st of May. So you need to get in quick. And if you think you're going to have a downturn in a later month, being June, July, August or September, it's probably not a bad idea just to enroll at this stage. And then once the steps, the next step comes out, which is where you have to actually provide the numbers, if you don't qualify, then you just don't get it. But if you think you're going to be affected by COVID-19 and it's going to affect you at a later stage, because I know some of the clients that I've been talking to you are saying that I have work at the moment, but a lot of my contracts that are coming up are getting put on hold. So we would suggest that you guys probably register. And then if the time comes and the business is still going good, well, you just don't receive the money. But if you don't register by that 31st of May, then the application process closes and that you will miss out if you have a downturn after that. So they're the basic rules and the steps associated at the moment. So the application process or the enrolment process that's out at the moment is basically you going on, saying that yes, we meet the criteria, or the eligibility criteria as a business because of our 30% downturn. It's also saying that these are our eligible employees. You don't have to list who they are at the moment, but you just put the number, and then basically providing your bank details and your contact details, and then you enroll. So the next step is going to come out on May 4. Now, this is the one where you need to provide the data. So the first bit of data that they're going to look for is the comparison in the sales figures. So you need to put, what your figures are going to be for March 2020 versus March 2019, or April 2020 versus April 2019. So this is where they'll obviously assess the criteria and make sure that the figures agree that you've had that 30% downturn. You also, in this process, will need to enter the details of any eligible employees that you're nominating. If you are currently using STP, which most businesses should, that employ anyone who is not closely held or not related, if you are registered, then the employee details will pre-populate in the application form, and you need to just tick to say, yes, we're claiming for that person. If you're not registered for STP and you employ people that aren't closely held or related, I suggest that you get on to registering for STP. If you need help with that, again, contact us, because it's a requirement that you should already be registered for STP. So it's something that I would definitely look at doing and doing sooner rather than later. If you're a closely held entity and you're not required to register for STP till the 1st of July this coming year, I'd probably look at doing it sooner rather than later now. But if you want to wait till that date, then you can manually go and enter all the details of the employees in there. They're allowing you to do that up to 40 employees, so you can manually enter up to 40 employees. So that will be the process that comes there. So then obviously if you meet the 30% downturn, you enter all your employees, that they're all good, and then you submit that application form, that's when they will go, okay, yes, we agree with all that, you are an eligible person, these are your eligible employees, and they'll pay you the $3,000 per month per employee directly into your bank account. So that will be the process going there. Now, one thing that you will then need to do on a monthly basis, you need to reconfirm your reported eligible employees. So if anyone has left, then you need to notify them on a monthly basis that those people have left and the date they've left, because obviously you're not going to receive the payment if the employee is not there. So that's something each month you're required to do through the portal. You have to reconfirm your reportable eligible employees. Now, one thing you also must do is you also must put your current and a projected turnover, so your income, for the month that's just passed and the coming months. Now, at the moment, this is not a retest of your eligibility. So once you prove on that first application that you have passed the criteria of the 30% reduction, you essentially will receive the payment going forward. Each month when you put in your figures for that previous month versus the previous month in the previous year and the coming one, they're not going to use that as a retest of your eligibility. So if your month isn't too bad or you haven't dropped the full 30%, you're not going to lose that benefit. What they are saying that they're using it for is an indication of how your business is progressing under this JobKeeper Payment scheme. So they're looking to see that your business hasn't completely tanked during this period. Whether this is information that they're going to use at a later stage if your income is increasing, because technically you probably shouldn't be receiving the payment if your business is doing well, we don't know. But as far as we can tell at this stage, they're just going to use it as a business tool for them to see how businesses are tracking at a later stage. So that will need to be done monthly. So that's about it. You've got to do the enrolment process now. Make sure you get those employee nomination forms out to your eligible employees and back to you and back to us if we can by the 30th of April. Make sure if you think you're going to have a downturn to register for a future month. And again, if you don't qualify, well, then you don't qualify, but that's probably a good thing because the business is continuing. And then you need to make sure we do this updated monthly reporting through the business portal. So again, if you require any assistance from us, make sure you get onto us ASAP because we will be inundated. And if you want to get that first payment in the first week of May, then you need to make sure this is all under you're going through this process now and getting everything up to date. And then come the 4th of May, that's when we'll go and do the final process of putting the figures in, putting the eligible employees' details in. And then if you're eligible, the payments will start flowing after that. I think this is a great initiative from the ATO and from the government. It will definitely help a lot of small businesses. We suggest and we say that the ATO is going to look at any schemes associated with this, so people that are putting on false employees or anything like that, or fudging figures to meet the criteria for 1 month and then forcing income into next month. We suggest that you don't do that. It's unethical, and the ATO are going to look at these things. There's no doubt that after this is all over, the ATO will probably put a task force together to look at people who are doing the wrong thing. So definitely, if you're eligible, get onto it straight away. If you're not eligible, but you think you may be in future months, let's enroll. If everything's going as normal, no need to do anything. But make sure you get in contact with us sooner rather than later. And I hope everyone stays safe and is doing well. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.